What's up and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 271, 91. I already forgot. We just talked about this.
I think it's 271.
Yeah, you're right. You said 271. You were right. All right, yeah. We're good. Yeah, I'm bad at that. I don't remember things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been doing it for so long. It's just...
Yeah, it's just welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast. I don't know, man. We're here. We're recording
Feels
stuff.
like the last podcast we had was yesterday.
Kinda.
But, yeah.
Goodness. Well, how you doing? How's your week been?
Pretty good. I don't know. I'm not excited at work much. So makes the week go by slow. Today I had to fight with all of my might to not fall asleep against a hazmat training. We had like a 4-hour hazmat training in a dark room.
Yeah, don't fall asleep during hazmat training. That sounds like a good way to die.
Yeah, well, the thing is I've been through like a gajillion of them from the times that I worked at the power plant. Like, and that hazmat training lasted 6 months. So, anyway, also, when somebody's giving a presentation, why does it always seem to be like, oh, let's pick the most monotone person out there to give a presentation, because that won't put anybody to sleep.
I don't
know,
man.
offense to the person that was giving the presentation, he was fine, knew his shit, but it was just like wah 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 wah. And I'm like,
I don't always think it matters, like because apparently the things that I know people fall asleep to, I don't think it matters what tone it is. If you're going to be in a dark room and you don't care enough about what you're listening to, you're going to pass out.
Right.
Even if you do care. Yeah. You know the amount of people who fall asleep to my streams and YouTube videos? I'm never monotone. I scream randomly a lot. Now, Fair. The nice thing is, I guess my microphone doesn't really let my screams be like that much louder than just right now. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really matter how loud I'm being. You hear me at the same volume, I guess, but I don't know. So that face I was making while you were talking is I saw somebody do a Vikings uniform redesign, and I don't like it. So I'll send it to you. I'll let you look.
I watched your YouTube video. You posted.
I leaked the NFL draft. That one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Right. I don't know
what the shoulders.
Yeah. The thing I do love is that the striping is like the Norse like knots. Like that's sick. I love that, like on the pants and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think that the
why is there a V?
Sleeve, the sleeve is just
Like I stand by the sleeve should just have a tiny like striping around like the bottom of it, and then the like Vikings head logo in the. Like the 90s uniforms. Go back to the 90s, please.
I get what they were trying to do. Like the V for Vikings, but it has horns. Like,
well, that is one of our logos. We just don't... Why would you put it on the... Why would you... Why?
Yeah.
That's all I got. Just why?
I don't know. I don't like those either, honestly.
Not great. There's something I said I wanted to bring up before we started recording because I was going to make you buy it. It already downloaded for me, which is shocking because I started it when I told you I was in the Discord, and it is a 120 gigabyte game.
Yeah. Fuck you.
But you know what Bethesda announced today, Wonder? Announced and released today.
Oh, the
Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't play it together, but we can play it.
Right.
And it's a 2006 game that actually looks good now. I never played Oblivion. Did you?
I did.
Because the first Bethesda game I played was Skyrim.
Yeah, no,
and that was after you gave me Skyrim because you had finished it.
Yeah, I played on a PlayStation 3. That was one of the first games I played on PlayStation 3 because I got it and then I borrowed it from my current landlord.
Because, it was PlayStation 3 when you gave me Skyrim, too. Because you finished Skyrim and then you're like, yeah, you can play that now. And I did. That one also hurts because Skyrim came out like 14 years ago.
Wild.
It's also re-released about 14 times since then, but we're not going to talk about that.
Right.
They release it every year. And, like, I get it. Great game. But, I don't know. I've heard from a bunch of people that I, like, trust their opinions on that Oblivion's better. So I downloaded it. I need to play it. I need to play it.
It was pretty good. I don't know. Back then, I was young enough. Oblivion kind of creeped me out. I don't know what it was about that game, but I liked playing it, but it was just creepy to me. I was like, yeah. Yeah. How excited are you for Andor?
Very. I think it technically is coming out right now, which hurts my soul. Because, like, I think it comes out in 3 minutes at time of recording. And I have to go start my stream immediately after this, so I don't get to watch it until later tonight.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate.
I probably got to go back over to the folks after we're done with this.
Why?
I got some. I've been that. I told you I bought a shed from Walmart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm building a wood floor and attaching the shed to the wood floor. And then I basically made it like a sled. Got 4x4s on each side of it. They're cut at an angle, so it's like a sled. And I'm just going to attach the building to the floor and then run a rope from both front points of the little 4x4 sticking out. So I can just drag the whole thing up onto the trailer and pull it to my place. And unload it, drag it to where I want it to be. And then I'm drilling holes on each of the 4x4s that stick out and running rebar in there because the wind likes to blow harder than hurricanes out here.
I was going to say, if I were doing this, I don't know what wood prices are anymore, but I probably would have just went and bought a bunch of bags of Quickcrete and, like, made the little platform floor that you could then, like screw the building down onto.
I would do that.
I guess it's not your property, so that's fair.
Yeah, so I'm making it so that way, A, it won't blow away, and B, when I do get a new place, I can just load the damn thing up on the trailer and take it with me.
That tracks.
Rather than having to dig up concrete, you know.
Yeah, my brain was just not thinking about it that way, but you're right. That's a better idea. Yeah,
so, but yeah, I'm trying to get it done before, this weekend, so that way this weekend I can haul it out here and then I can move some of the stuff I have in my house out to that. Because, like, when I moved out of my house, I had a singular room full of stuff to put in this house, so it was empty. And when Aspen moves in, she lived in an entire house that was as big or bigger than this house. And so she accumulated a house full of stuff. And so now when she moves out here, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we got to figure out what to do with.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, what are you awing about?
I was reading more about Oblivion being remastered. It's not just a remaster; it's a remake.
So they've just remade the game completely.
Like, more than the leveling system has been changed to more closely resemble Skyrim because apparently it was better. They added new voices and new voice lines. All the OG lines are back. They fully remade the visuals from the ground up. All of the animations were remade. The combat was remade, and they added a new dodge button that wasn't there before. They added sprint, which wasn't in the game. Now everything's on Unreal Engine 5, and all of the DLCs are included in the $50 remaster. That's not a remaster. That is a remake, and that's incredible.
Just a whole new game. I wasn't going to buy it because I was like, if it's the exact same thing, I don't want to play something I've already, been through and know what happens. But now it's like, especially since I didn't get the DLCs or nothing. So, and I just get it.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it! I've spent more money on a goddamn game now.
Yeah, but only $50. It's cheaper than like when it first came out.
Yep. Only $50 sounds like only $50, but I just spent $3,000 on a ring.
I don't know if you should yell that so loud when that person's a room over.
She's not here.
Oh, never mind. Though.
She went home today. She already knows I bought a ring.
She's not fully moved in yet?
No, she graduates the 10th. So
right.
She won't be moved in until...
Well, you guys just went and moved like everything the other week. Or moved a bunch of shit the other week. So
we moved quite a bit of it. But we did that so it's not as painful when it comes to moving. She graduates the 10th, and we'll spend the 11th and 12th moving her rest of her stuff down here. And we might even like move as much as we can on the first trip down here. And she's just going to pay rent for the next month. So so we can gradually move stuff down rather than trying to get everything moved down here at the same time and not have a place to put it. So it's going to be a whole process, and I'm going to be extremely happy when it's all said and done and we don't have to go back up to said place that she's graduating from. So
time for you to start putting some money away. Little by little. Away. No, little by little for a trip. I'm demanding you go. I don't care. So Star Wars came out in 1977. You know this. I know this. We all know this. That makes 2027 the 50th anniversary of Star Wars.
Right.
Star Wars Celebration was just in Japan. I remember I had talked to you about me wanting to go, but then I decided to like move. Yeah. Maybe I should have picked Japan, especially based on how the world seems to be going now. But hey, not important. Star Wars Celebration just happened. They announced the next Star Wars Celebration. It won't be next year. It'll be in 2027 for the 50th anniversary. And it's only in LA. So that's actually a place you can get to. Star Wars Celebration is incredible on a normal year. Think about the 50th anniversary of Star Wars and what is going to be going on. We all got to go. Start prepping for an LA trip. Deal with it. Start prepping.
Do you really want me in LA, though?
It's Star Wars. Who cares? We're just going to go to fucking Disney World and hang out and talk about Star Wars for a week. Who fucking cares?
I literally wear a shirt on a daily basis that says violates community standards.
Okay, I don't care. You're not going to wear that. You're going to wear 4 of my shirts. Thank you.
Last time I was in California, I had a grown-ass adult threaten to yank my hair out.
Okay, I will threaten to yank your hair out if that makes you feel more at home, I guess. I don't fucking know. You're coming with me. I don't care. So you better start saving now. Yes, you do. Especially with... So they announced that Ahsoka Season 2 is happening and Hayden Christensen is returning again. But then Hayden Christensen had a whole panel where he was talking about... He suggests that a Darth Vader series could happen in the future and that there's still so much to explore with where we left off after Episode 3 and everything he has to reconcile with. And, you know, maybe even a secret apprentice. Dog... He's talking about that guy. You know the one.
Yeah.
Galen Merrick, otherwise known as Starkiller. And not only, like 10 minutes after he talked about that, he's taking pictures with Sam Witwer, who played Galen Merrick. And it's like, please. Please. I can't wait for how much everybody will hate it, though, because Starkiller isn't more powerful than Vader and the Emperor combined. No, it was a video game, you moron. The people who made the video game said Starkiller's barely stronger than Obi-Wan. But it was a video game. If you give somebody a kind of weak Force user for a video game, they'll be upset. Unless you do it correctly. Like they did for Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Because Cal Kestis is not very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And you can really tell when the Vader fight happens. And he doesn't... Dude, you know the fight's over when the boss doesn't even have a health bar. Just like, oh, we died. It's over. This game ends with us dying. That's fucked up. Oh, I want it. I want it bad. I'm super excited for Andor. They announced a bunch of movies. I'm so ready. I'm so upset, though. I hope that Star Wars Celebration changed their mind. I really think Disney executives need to stop looking at Twitter.
Right.
Because at Star Wars Celebration, Manny Jacinto, I think that's how you say his last name. I'm not sure. The guy who played the Stranger in The Acolyte, the main villain.
Oh, right.
He was brought out at Star Wars Celebration. And the fans there did a chant for renewing The Acolyte for like 5 minutes and would not let them talk. I'm
well,
sorry.
good.
Real Star Wars fans want more of The Acolyte. Was it perfect? No. I promise. Go back and watch any of George's Star Wars movies. None of Star Wars has ever been perfect.
Are any Star Wars movies perfect? No.
It's okay. But there was some really cool shit in The Acolyte. And if we don't get a season 2, we're not getting any more of Plagueis, and we're not getting any more of Chimera, you know, the Stranger. Maybe the coolest character that's been introduced since fucking Darth Vader.
Right, yeah.
That character was sick. Bro headbutted a fucking lightsaber. That shit went hard. Like, that was sick, man. I don't know. What do we... I get it. I actually don't. I don't get the hate. She bled her kyber crystal when Anakin couldn't. It's like, well, Anakin wasn't touching the kyber crystal. Ever, actually. It's like, I don't get how you can actively see that this moments are very different, but go, why didn't that thing happen over here? It's like, because it's not the same. What actively is the difference here? Oh, 90% of it.
That's not how this works.
That's not how any of this works. I don't know. I guess my brain just functions, and that isn't what most people are used to.
Mm-hmm. There's a lack of functional brains. I'll be the first one to say mine doesn't function very well.
So do you remember when I was talking about the LTT store people and the whole controversy over their backpack situation? This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Not like when it broke and they actively replaced it. It was before that, before it came out and they were talking about the warranty, and they were like, we're not doing a written warranty because it doesn't matter. And to me, that always made sense because I understand it, especially I'm not a Linus Tech Tips size creator, but that doesn't matter. When you are in the public eye, to me, if you think about it, if their backpacks had a major flaw and they didn't have a written warranty, but they weren't replacing them or fixing them or doing any of that, because they're creators on the internet, they'd be crucified. Nobody would watch their channel anymore. They'd lose all their money. They'd shut down. That's bad.
Right.
When you're in the public eye and you say on the internet, even without a warranty, if some shit happens, we'll fix it. I'm sorry. That's the warranty. That's the promise, because you're in the public eye.
Right.
But what I fail to realize, and I guess what they did too, is that there are a bunch of creators who will say that and then not do it anyways. A bunch of people will like give their word and then just not do it anyways. And that doesn't compute to me. I don't know. If I tell you I'm going to do the thing,
right,
I'm going at least to the best of my ability, do the thing.
Right. Unfortunately, the majority of people will not do what they said they were going to do.
I don't know. I have too much Jon Snow in me, I guess. All we have is our word. And the minute people start breaking that, then a man's word means nothing, which is true. Because that's all we got. That's all we got. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Good or bad?
I It pisses me off that we have to have written words in order for man to follow through on his own promise these days.
And what's more fucked up, at least to me, is that the written words don't fucking matter. Like, so here's my thing, and it bugged me that other people weren't realizing that in that situation, is that I don't think anybody's ever actually read a written warranty, because it just says it's up to our discretion if we ever do anything anyway. Having the written warranty doesn't actually change anything, because the company can still just decide to say fuck you and die, and there's nothing you can do about it. The written warranty doesn't save you, because it just comes down to the company's discretion anyways. So at the end of the day, you have to decide whether you trust the company to do the right thing or not. And you do that through previous experiences with a company. That's why there's some products you buy and if this ever breaks, I'm just fucked. I have to buy a new one. There are other companies where if it breaks, you go, okay, I'll send it back to the company and they'll fix it. For tech products, that's why there's insurance companies outside of the companies that make the tech that you pay so that they'll replace the tech for you, because they know the major companies are ass. That's just how it works. It sucks. That's not good, but that's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, some things can be legally binding, but not regarding warranties and stuff. That's the problem.
But they can, but they can't, because of how, if you've ever read any written warranty, they all are very worded. They're worded in a way where it's very easy to get out of anything.
It's vaguely written so they can get out of things.
Yep. Yeah. Because that is the correct way to write it. Because if you write it too strictly, then you are stuck doing something that might not matter.
That's politicians pass bills all the time that are vaguely written so that they can use that to their advantage in the future.
And then we saw, and then 2 years later, we saw they had got a backpack that a coal miner had been using for only 6 months. And that thing was beat to shit, because he used it to carry power tools into and out of a coal mine all the time. So it's covered in coal dust. It's fucked up. All of the zippers were still perfectly functional. There were no holes, no big it was impressive how the backpack was deformed and dirty and fucked up, but it perfectly functional. I wouldn't use it for anything other than going back into that coal mine because of how dirty it was. You're never getting that fucker clean ever.
It's you don't want to. It's you don't want to go home and wash your clothes, with other clothes.
Right. Yep.
It's just get the rest of your clothes covered in coal dust.
I stand by, if you're covered in coal dust, you need to have a second washing machine that is just for the coal clothes, because that fucked up our washing machine back in the day.
Right. So most mines nowadays, they have washing machines you can use to wash your clothes.
The power plant used to, and then they got rid of them.
Oh God, that place pissed me off so much. We asked for new washing machines, and then they're like, "Oh no, we have to cut back on, our spending because we're
actually going to take them away."
Yeah, so we're just not going to get you wash machines. And then the same fucking year, they put in another Starbucks.
Yeah.
In their tiny ass fucking power plant that they have. Their headquarters. They already had one, and they put a second one in there.
Yeah, but they couldn't afford washing machines for the other power plant that were used today. Yeah.
Yep. And they gave away their $8 million jet that they used to fly their doctor around, and bought another $10 million jet to fly the doctor around, because the plant has its own doctor.
Yeah.
And that's all he does is just fly around from plant to plant to do that.
So they sent that guy a new backpack because they wanted to the wear and tear that guy had done to that backpack was more than most people will put it through in its lifetime. So they're this is a perfect time for us to get that back and see like where the flaws were. What can we do if we're to like revise this, you know, as a company would want to, at least in my brain. Like if I'm making a thing, I want to like figure out how I can make it better later if possible. So they get this backpack back, and there was like a tiny hole because the bottom of the backpack was supposed to have 2 layers of the fabric so that because the guy making the backpack was like, yeah, with my backpack, I like to like when I get home, I set it on the floor and like slide it so the bottoms will wear out of the backpack. So they wanted to make it with 2 layers of the fabric. So if you tore through one of the bottoms, it would have double the lifespan because it's got this second one. Really smart idea. So there was this little tiny hole at the bottom. He's like, oh, cool. This is the perfect time to show off the second bottom. And he cuts the bottom of the backpack open. And there isn't the second layer like there's supposed to be. And it caused this whole big stir of like, what the fuck? Because every one of the manufacturing samples they got had the dual layered bottom. So he didn't. So they went into mass production. And the people manufacturing it removed the second bottom layer because it was cheaper for them to produce and they could just lie and keep selling it to these guys at the same price. And they just assumed that they'd never figure it out, I guess. So when they figured it out, I don't know what they went through on their side with dealing with the manufacturer and dealing with that. But whether there was a written warranty or not, what you got from LTT when it came to that is why I don't care if there's a written warranty and I will just buy their shit because they'll take care of it. Because after that happened, they reached out to every single person who had bought a backpack and said, if this flaw is too much, you can keep the backpack and we'll give you a full refund. Or if you want to just, if it doesn't bother you, you don't care, keep the backpack. Here's a $25 gift card to our store because you were promised something you didn't get. Mm-hmm. That's not how most companies act.
Right.
I don't know what got me to this. Just talking about people not. My brain doesn't work the same as everybody else's, I guess. I knew that. That's why they might throw me in a camp, but we're not going to talk about that. I keep making that joke a lot. It's until it ends up. I bet you would, you freak. Yeah. For some reason, there was something I wanted to plan with you yesterday, but I already forgot. Or like, I was thinking about something yesterday that I wanted to plan with you, and I forgot what it was. So that's fun.
Yeah. All I know is you can't run through a campground of tents. Did you know that?
Why?
Because it'd be past tense.
All right. I hate you.
For the day.
What else happened?
I guess technically that joke would be ran. What would be past tense? Ran?
I don't know.
Run.
Doesn't matter. WWE sucks. WrestleMania was bad. The first night, so there were 7 matches both nights. The first night,
thought it was awesome. But I wouldn't say these guys really know what's going on, to be honest. But,
so here's the thing, right? There were moments that were awesome. But like the first night, there were 7 matches. One of them was good, and one of them was phenomenal. The other 5 sucked hard. The benefit for night 1 is the phenomenal one, the one that like people are going to remember for their entire lives, was the end of night 1. It was the main event. Therefore, you left night 1 with a much higher opinion of it because the final thing you saw was great. It's like if you go to a restaurant and the meal sucks, but the dessert is the best thing you ever had, so that's all you remember when you leave. Bro just creamed all over himself. What the fuck was that?
I did.
So this, yikes, words are escaping me. So the Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns match was great. Night 2, again, 7 matches, and the first 4 were all bangers. The last 4 were really boring. Cena and Cody Rhodes sucked, dude. As a match, it sucked. And everybody's like, it's just because you wanted people to show up. It's like, no, they just should have given this match some kind of stipulation, because Cena's old and can't really go like that anymore. And Cody Rhodes, whether you love him, hate him, doesn't matter. His moveset isn't very exciting. So 45 minutes of old guy and boring guy really sucks. And then you've built it like The Rock's going to come out and help Cena win. You've built it like there's going to be this big moment. And then the big moment is Travis Scott, the rapper, comes out. I don't know, man. That's fucking stupid. It's just seems
a little random.
Yeah. And then after a 40-minute match where Cody kicked out of 7 of Cena's finishers, he gets hit with a title belt, and that's it. One time. He got hit with the belt one time and was down for the 3. It's that's so anticlimactic. So right. Night 2 was so much better, but it ended so shitty. So you just leave oh, that sucked. Because again, you forget, because the women's match on Night 2 with Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky was fucking incredible, dude. It was probably better than the best match the night before. The issue is the match the night before had a better story. It wasn't just cooking in the ring.
Yeah.
But
I've seen your tweet about the women's side. But...
Yeah. It was so good, though. The 3 that were fighting in that match, I could watch for 87 years straight. Fight forever. I'm good. This is all I need. Fucking nuts. Yeah. But it was not good. Now John Cena is the record-holding champion, and I just don't care. I'm mad that they're already... So, the first feud for Cena, now that he's won, is going to be Randy Orton, who's feuded with Cena a lot. Because Cena turned into the bad guy. I don't know if you knew this, but Cena,
I knew this, yeah.
The ultimate babyface, is now a heel. And he's talking about how this title, the one that Bruno Sammartino held to start the company, and the one that, CM Punk held for 400 days after beating me, and the one that, he was just going over all the accomplishments of the people that held that title. The one that Roman held for 1,000 days. He's like, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to hold it until my last match, and then I'm going to leave, and I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to be the last real champion this company ever has. And as he says that, he turns around and Randy Orton's standing there. And this part couldn't have been scripted, but it's so funny because he's still got the mic close to his mouth. So he turns and sees Randy, and John Cena just goes, shit, as Randy Orton hits him with an RKO. It's yeah, shit. It makes me upset, though, because I would much prefer... Again, this is why the WWE should hire me. So Jey Uso just won the other main title, and Jey Uso is not great in the ring, but he's the guy the entire world is behind. Everybody loves Jey Uso. He deserved to win. I just don't think he deserves to hold the title very long. So there was this moment in the mid 2010s where Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks swapped the title between each other every other week for 2 months. It was ridiculous. So my hope was that Randy Orton would kind of do that same thing with Jey Uso to tie Cena's current record. Because Randy Orton is what people think Cena is. He's the guy that was incredible, but everybody's Cena never betrayed WWE. He left for 2 decades. Man, he has not cared since 2008. Not actually. Randy Orton's been here the entire time, working every fucking week, and the only time he took off was when he broke his back and they thought he would never wrestle again. And then he came back because wrestling is what matters to Randy Orton. So Randy has like 14 championship reigns. Cena just set the record at 17. So, like, my hope was over the next couple of months, you have Randy and Jay, or Randy and whoever else you want with the other title, go back and forth to get Randy to 17 so he ties John. And you have John Cena's final match be against Randy Orton, with it being either John Cena wins and takes the title and is the last real champion the WWE ever has, or Randy beats John Cena in what John announced as his final match. He said, and I do believe him, that he would never step in the ring as a competitor ever again after this. I believe it. Maybe I'm dumb, but Cena's the one guy I actually believe when he says he's done. I think he's done.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you have it be Cena's final match. He either gets to leave with the title and be the last real champion ever, or in his last match, he has to have his record for total title wins beaten, and he has to retire with nobody remembering him as the greatest. He has to watch the other guys celebrate being better than him. I think that is the perfect way to tell that story. But no, we're going to make Randy the first feud and make it not matter because we know Randy won't win.
Right.
It's like that. This is stupid. It's just like when they brought back the new title and Seth Rollins' first opponent was Finn Balor. It's like, you've just announced that Finn can't win, even though this is the feud everybody wants to see. This one should have waited. Because you need to have it in a moment where people believe that Seth can lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are just moments where you're just never going to believe that the guy can lose. So it's just boring. So you can give certain people their shot and their moment to shine without giving them the title. But when it's the feud that everybody wants to see, you got to wait so that one can feel real. Where it can feel like there's a chance that either guy wins it.
Right.
I hate the setup of setting it up as, well, this is the guy everybody wants to see win it, but we're going to guarantee he doesn't by making him the first guy this guy faces. It's like, that's stupid. Fuck you.
Right.
I saw a video of the WWE writers room, and it's all like 50-year-old white dudes, and it's like, that explains so much, actually.
Right.
God damn it. Because it explains why, like, they refuse to book the women's division well at all. It's like, yeah, maybe, I don't know, get some women in there. Just a thought. Like, just some. Like, this table, I see 4 other seats. Fill them. There are WWE legends who will absolutely come work for you and help you write women's stories. Just do it. It's not this hard.
You're wrong.
Probably.
You've never seen WWE ever.
True.
Not one day of your life.
True. I also think they should just hire me. That would help.
That'd be cool.
I'm good at... I know how to tell a story, especially if it gets to be scripted, because I can cook that. I got it.
Right.
Even if people don't like it, it'll at least be interesting.
And since you get to, write the stories, they're your stories, so you can live stream them without having any issues.
I don't think that would fly, but it's okay.
Oh, that'd be cool though. Imagine.
Oh, that's so sick. Okay, so we're still talking about WWE. I don't know. I'm gonna convince you to get into it at some point. I swear to God.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get into something like that.
You get into movies. You get into movies. It's the same fucking thing.
Right. I get that, but I don't know.
I don't mean you have to get into it like I do, where it's you watch everything all the time. I just mean get into it like a bit. You watch the big moments. You watch Mania and SummerSlam. Right. You watch.
My thing is I'm just not into like watching fighting much. Like even if it's like scripted fair. Or Like
even like the
I don't
UFC
watch,
and shit.
yes, I don't even watch, like, every once in a blue moon when there's like two badass motherfuckers that are about to go at it. That's the only time I'm like, all right, I gotta watch this shit, you know?
Did you
I know it's
watch
about to be fire.
Patty the Batty and the other fucker whose name I don't remember?
No, I did not get to. I think I can't remember what I was doing that I wasn't able to watch because I was going to. I was actually going to watch it with my dad because my dad and I. He's the same way. He's a big boxer, like regular boxer. So he likes that UFC stuff every once in a while too. So
yeah. But I just loved that because it's finally like Patty's never been knocked out and he's finally fighting a guy who's known for knocking people out. Let's go. And I just love the nobody can knock me out, man. It's just not how this works. And I watching the actual fight, watching Patty get like, dude got everything into a shot to the jaw and Patty didn't even flinch. It's like, oh, maybe you can't knock this guy out.
Right.
Maybe you just can't.
He might have like some weird thing going on with his nervous system that can't like refuses to let him be knocked out.
Right.
Like,
because that was nuts. Watching him get clocked and then just immediately throw a knee that knocked the other guy out. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
That's nuts.
Right. See, I thought about getting into fighting. And then I think about, well, what if I do actually take off and I do become really good? And then I end up fighting people like this someday. That's freaky as fuck. Yeah. I'm like, nah, don't think I want to fight.
No, I'm not actually that much of a fighter. No, I'm good. I think that's why I'd prefer to get into like the WWE. It's like, that's much less terrifying. Even though, like, I don't care. Brock Lesnar is still a terrifying human being. I don't care. Yeah, but he's like kind of pulling his punches. It's like, yeah. So instead of hitting you with the force of a semi, it's the force of a small sedan. It still hurts.
Right. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge Brock Lesnar's punch.
Not really.
Well, if you've noticed, they didn't dodge a wrench very well. So
I know. During so it seems that the WWE's Bloodline era, you know, Roman Reigns getting so big. I mean, he became a megastar that everybody knows, like, which is wild.
Right.
It seems like that era is over. But I find it interesting that the creative side of WWE seems to be declining again. Because, I mean, it's hard to match what the Bloodline was. But Triple H just decided, oh, Paul Heyman, you were the mastermind behind the Bloodline. The Bloodline's kind of over and creative's declining. Do something. And that's why the Night 2 main event was so good, is because Paul Heyman did something and it's fucking insane. Okay, when you can surprise me, like we had talked about what did end up happening as if like maybe it could, but I was like, there's no way. That's fucking, there's no way they pull the trigger on that because that's insane. And then they did. It's weird when you can leave me shocked.
Yeah, see, way back in the day when I thought WWE was real as a kid, I was a Sheamus fan. I really liked Sheamus.
Sheamus the GOAT.
Like, the first time I seen Sheamus like front kick somebody in the face, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's my dude right there. And I watched WWE for like a short period of time, and then somebody ruined it for me. They're like, you realize that's not real, right? See, I'm like, what?
But I hate that take because yes, it is, but no, it's not. Like, it's scripted, so it's like a movie. Like, they know who's winning at the end of the day. And yes, not every move is actually hitting. When they're punching each other in the head, they're more hitting with like the side of their forearm kind of lightly or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
In those situations, sure. Sheamus's brogue kick does not hit people in the face. It goes like shoulder. He's kicking the fuck out of people, dude.
Right.
When they leave the ring, you can see the boot print.
Right. Well, and my thing is they were like, oh, it's scripted. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can still watch it, you know? So I watched for a while. And then I noticed that, like, my favorite character, Sheamus, like, 90% of the time, he never won. Like 90% of the time, he got beat.
Welcome to being a Finn Balor fan.
I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
They be hating on my guy. I'm out.
Sheamus is so good, dude. I still love. So they made him come back from injury a little early. So he was in the middle of a bulk. So he was overweight when he came back. And they made jokes out of it because he was feuding with Drew McIntyre. So the Irishman and the Scottishman were feuding.
Oh, go figure.
Oh, dude, when they put on matches, it's incredible. But those two were in a feud, kind of, because they were like best friends before and then were feuding now. And Drew McIntyre was like, I was excited to see you coming back. I thought you were going to come back and do what you did before. And it was going to be banger after banger after banger. Drew just kind of stops and smiles and goes, but it looks like since you've been gone, it's just been burger after burger. It's like, damn, bro, you didn't have to do him like that.
And I can just see Sheamus' face like,
he got angry, but then he couldn't hold it because he thought it was funny as shit, though. But Sheamus was like, I wasn't supposed to be back yet. I had another month. At least that's what I was told. And then they called me and were like, hey, we need you at Monday Night Raw. And he's like, oh, fuck.
How much of me do you need?
You're getting a little extra this week. Incredible, though. W.
Oh, man.
I'm ready for Thursday, though.
Oh, for the draft?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got to figure out what day this weekend I'm going to go see Revenge of the Sith in theaters. Hopefully I don't fall asleep during the Anakin Obi fight this time.
Right.
When it was in theaters, 20 years ago, and I was 5, I fell asleep during that. So that's not fair. We went to the theater in our local town, and the tickets sold out while we were waiting in line. So we went to the medium level town in between there and the big town, and we got to be the next people in line, and they sold out. So we went to a midnight showing in the big town, and 2.5 hours into that, so at 2:30 in the morning, my 5-year-old ass fell asleep. Like, as the fight was starting.
You're like...
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I don't feel like you can blame me. It's not my fault. Because this was before, like, we could buy tickets on our phone and just show up. You had to get there and buy a ticket. And apparently people had waited in line for days, I guess. Which I guess makes sense. But also, like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I hope the Bills pick up a defense, like an edge rusher or something. Replace Von Miller.
There's not much to replace. He wasn't very good.
Okay, to actually have an edge threat.
You're getting a new quarterback, best I can do.
That would be dumb. I don't know.
You're going to play Josh at running back.
Would be kind of scary. Josh just doesn't care about his health anymore. Here, have the football. Give him a full head of steam. I don't know. I'm hoping defense. First round. I can't believe you would say quarterback because honestly, in my opinion, maybe I'm crazy and you're going to tell me I'm stupid, but I feel like the draft class on quarterbacks is kind of
it sucks.
Not awesome. I kind of went through and looked at some of the quarterbacks this year, and it was just kind of like, I mean, some of them are okay, but nothing like, oh my God, this guy's going to be a star someday kind of thing. Um, honestly, I think it's a year for defense.
I
If you ask me.
want to be that guy. I don't think I can get enough people behind me, but it'd be cool. Some hockey player just randomly one day shot his shot on Twitter towards Anna Kendrick. And every one of the replies was just people like being, thanks for letting me borrow your Lambo that one night. It was very, the bullshit people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could get enough people behind me to do that because I'd do the same thing. Same person, too. I'd shoot my shot for Anna Kendrick, the GOAT. I'd kill you if needed. You'd understand.
As long as you don't fail in the end.
You'd understand.
Don't die in vain.
I was gonna say you'd understand. It's like, sorry, man, I gotta kill you. You'd be like, why? And I'm like, Anna Kendrick. You'd go, all right.
Like, all right. Do you want me to like look in your eyes, or do you want me to look away? But what do you want to do here? But if you fail, I am haunting you for.
Oh, dude, so valid for sure. For sure.
If you fuck this up, swear to God. I'm dragging you to the deepest parts of hell.
We gotta make our agreement like most friends do. Like, if one of us dies, we gotta figure out what our sign's gonna be to the other person about the afterlife.
Right? True.
We gotta figure that out.
I think my sign would be anytime you set up a time for someone to be there, they're gonna be late.
God, there's an afterlife, but God, it sucks, dude. Fuck.
You'll be like, God, this guy was supposed to be here 10 minutes ago.
Fucking wonder.
And they're gonna every time they're gonna show up and be like, the weirdest thing happened.
Yeah, dude.
That caused me to be late.
There's always gonna be some psycho excuse that's like, damn, bro, I hate this.
You're just gonna be like, God damn it, Wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. What would your sign be? My fucking house burns down?
Yes. No. That's only if the afterlife is real, but like the bullshit stories of hell are real. So like, no matter what you did, you go to hell if you didn't choose to accept, specifically Jesus. I'm burning your house down. Because then you'll know. Like, he's in hell. If it's some other kind of afterlife, though, there's got to be a better answer. I don't know what.
I don't know.
Well, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. But yeah, I don't know. The fuck? I don't know.
Maybe I'll just make you late to everything.
I already am. It's so good because me, my brain doesn't function. Like if I have plans, all I can do is those plans. So like if we have a podcast, I can't do something before it. I have to just sit here and wait for the podcast to happen. And then I can go about my day.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is when I have to go somewhere, I sit there waiting for the thing to happen. And it's like, okay, now I got to go. And then because I had just sat there, I didn't have everything ready to leave. So then I got to scramble and then I'm late. Every time.
Right. See, my thing is it never fails. Now that I live across railroad tracks, anytime I'm in a hurry, every time, never fails. I always catch the very beginning of a train. Pisses me off every time. I literally sit there and yell at a train as if it can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Annoying.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I'm excited for the draft also. I just want to see how the Bills are going to disappoint me this year.
Oh, they will.
Yeah. I almost guarantee you that they're going to pick up something that's going to be like, what? It wouldn't surprise me if they took quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. I don't know, man. I think on Saturday I got to go to another Rockies game.
To watch him get murdered again, huh?
Yeah. But it's the celebration because 30 years ago Saturday, Coors Field opened. So it's the 30th anniversary. They're doing some special stuff, and it's going to be 90s themed. So like 90s music, 90s graphics, but also they officially announced 90s pricing for concessions stuff.
Oh,
so like I get to go. I was going to say I get to go record my video like trying different food at the ballpark because it won't cost $8,000 this time.
50-cent hot dogs.
I was gonna say, I've never even had a hot dog at a Rockies game. Never in my life have I had a hot dog at a baseball game.
How do you justify a $23 hot dog?
Right. Yeah, I spent like $14 on chicken strips the one day, but like that feels close. But also, it was 30 degrees, and I just wanted something warm to eat.
Warm? Yeah. I get
because they tasted like shit, but they were warm, so I don't even regret it. It was like, these tasted awful, but it was warm, so I don't feel
ranch. It'll be fine.
Yep.
Ranch can overpower a bad chicken strip.
True.
Yeah.
So do you still have what's it called? Marvel Rivals. Have you played it at all?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
So they added a couple new Marvel characters as skins in Fortnite, including the Winter Soldier, Bucky.
Oh. Okay.
In Marvel Rivals, each character has like a catchphrase they yell out before they do their like ultimate move. And the Winter Soldiers is just armed and dangerous, and he screams out and does that thing. So Fortnite, for his back bling, which is just a case with a second version of his arm in it, it's called the Winter Soldier's Spare. And the tagline for it is just armed and dangerous, and everybody's freaking out because they got PTSD. Because Moon Knight, he just screams out, "The moon haunts you," which is true. The moon is watching us. Nobody's talking about that. I'm taking crazy pills, but I'm not because I'm out of crazy pills. I need more. When am I getting paid? I love Moon Knight. That's not a Moon Knight line at all. None of that is actually anything. Like, it's not a Moon Knight comic book. It's not like some cartoon. None of it was actually Moon Knight. But it's also the most Moon Knight lines I've ever heard. That is just so him.
Yep.
Humans this, humans that. Who gives a fuck? The moon is watching us. And nobody's talking about this. Like, he's right. But damn. But damn. Jesus. So the Rockies, remember how at the beginning of the season I said the bullpen was the problem?
Mm-mm.
Well, now the Rockies are 1-9 in their last 10 games, and the bullpen has a 1.88 ERA. That's the fourth lowest in the majors. The bullpen figured it out, and everything else sucks now.
Yep.
That's the Rockies. The Rockies are now on pace to be the worst team to ever exist. They have a worse record through whatever number of games this is than the White Sox did last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to be proud of that team.
Can't.
Right.
It's just the worst, man. You know what team I am proud of, though? The Timberwolves. It hurts because they're bullying LeBron, but it's also funny because for whatever reason, nobody gave the Timberwolves a chance in this series, which never made sense to me. The Lakers do not have a big man. They don't have a center. The Timberwolves have three. So they're just bullying them with big guys, and there's nothing the Lakers can do. The Timberwolves won by 22 in the first game. And people were shocked. And it's like, yeah, dude, Wolves in 4. I don't care. This isn't close. The Lakers need a center. That's why I am really happy, though, because if the Lakers lose, I know LeBron comes back for another year. Because the Lakers do have the pieces. If they had a functioning center, they could be competitive. The issue is you gave them the one team that will not try to match them in small ball and will just beat them by being bigger than them. And that's tough for the Lakers.
Yeah, just throw it up there. Just throw it up high, and the big guy will get it.
Yeah, this is not a good matchup for them.
It's nice having big guys on your team.
It's also funny winning by 22 when Anthony Edwards was the third best player on our team, and he's like a top 10 player in the world. It's like, dude, what happens in the next game when Anthony Edwards remembers he exists? What do you do then?
Right.
Now I just need the Nuggets and the Wolves both to make the Western Conference Finals so I can go to a goddamn game.
Yeah, well,
and get booed because I'm the one Timberwolves fan in Denver that day. That part kind of scares me.
Yeah, well, yeah. They just barely lost. Was it last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was 103 to 105, I think. Yeah. Jokic, he really he amazes me.
Dude, Jokic is the weirdest motherfucker. He's so good, but he hates basketball, and it's the funniest thing.
He really does. He's like, I don't really give a shit.
Dude,
I'm just here.
So he became the first center and only the third player ever to average a triple-double for a season. And a reporter was like, yeah, so how do you feel averaging a triple-double on the season? You're the first center to ever do so. And he goes, I guess I never did that before, so that's good. It's like, dude, what the fuck? And it's every time. They won the NBA title, and they're like, yeah, you ready for the parade on Tuesday? He's like, wait, there's parade?
I did not know that.
He's like, there's parade? They're like, yeah, it's on Tuesday. You have to stay until the parade. And he starts like, he just drops his head and starts like, ugh. It's like, I just wanted to go home.
I had plans that day.
No, he's like, I just want to go. He just wants to go home and hang out with his horses. He is the only tall person to ever wish he was short. He wants to be a jockey. He does not want to be a basketball player. He only plays basketball because he's good at it. He does not like
it. When they won the national championship, I was still bartending at the time, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, he I'm pretty sure he was more excited to show off his daughter than he was like
dude, he
to show
doesn't
off like
care.
the title.
He doesn't care. It's incredible. It's insane that you can be that good.
Yeah, and hate what you do so much. I guess it's just like any other job, you know. You can be extremely good at your job, but fucking hate it every single day. Just because you're good at it doesn't mean you like it. It just means you get paid for it. And you kind of got to get paid in this day and age.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Oh.
You dying over there?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Valid. Oh, I don't think I have. I don't know if there's much else to yap about.
No, I kind of ran out of topics.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it, doesn't it?
Feels like we had a podcast not that long ago.
We made it pretty good. We're well over an hour. It's just there's not that much to say, I don't think.
Right.
Not much left to say. Right now, I'm just scrolling through one specific Twitter page to see if there's any news worth yapping about, and it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
I did a mock draft with Miller because I don't know if I told you this, but I have 4 or 5 players that I'm like Ivan Pace levels of high on again, where it's like everyone else is telling me, yeah, they're like maybe a 4th or 5th round pick. I'm like, no, they're first round worthy. They're incredible. And I keep like doing mock drafts where I keep ending up with them, and everybody goes, I'd love it if the Vikings did that. And I'm like, I'm sure you would today until the season starts and I'm fucking right again.
Right.
Like the guys that I go to bat for like that tend to work out. So far in my life, I don't miss.
Jefferson.
Well, I was never that high on Jettas either. Not for like, and I didn't scout like this back then either, though. So I'm not in a position to like brag about that one. My big ones are like Ivan Pace.
Shit about it.
Yeah, my big one will always be Ivan Pace. That one's a big winner. Ivan Pace, Mekhi Blackman. Trying to think of other guys like on other teams that I was just like, that's the guy. I've had my misses. Matt Corral missed. To be fair, that one he got hurt week 1. He got hurt in the preseason, never played his rookie year, and then just never has gotten another shot. So I don't know if I'm wrong about that one. I get a stick by and hope he does something cool. That way I can hit the never wrong just early type beat.
Right.
But who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I guess. I'll be live on Thursday when after this podcast comes out during the draft on the Run the North channel.
Yeah.
You can come listen to us yap about whoever gets drafted. Call an NFL team stupid.
Yeah. What time does it start?
6 our time.
6 our time? Okay. We'll all be home by then. Hopefully.
Also, God, I'm upset that I didn't rewatch Andor before the new season started. I'm really considering just like watching all 6 of the original episodes and then the first 3 of the new season tonight. That's a lot of Andor, but I'm so here for it. That is the greatest show. Dude, There are 3 monologues in that show that are maybe better than any monologue in any other piece of media ever. I don't get how it can be that good, but it is. But it is. They better not disappoint me.
From what I've heard so far, early reviews, people are already freaking out about it, so...
Of course they are. And this is why I stand by that whole, this director is not even a Star Wars fan. It doesn't fucking matter. Tony Gilroy had never even fucking seen Star Wars when he wrote Andor. I'm cool. He's got it. It's okay. It's okay. But what about the bricks and screws? Shut the fuck up. That's all I got. You remember that, right? Star Wars Theory, like bitching about the show because they had bricks and screws. It's like, if that's your biggest complaint, you're a moron and you need to stop speaking.
Right.
But, all right, we'll end there.
Sounds good.
I got to go stream.
Yeah.
So, I guess, without further ado, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.